I know how overwhelming it can be to plan your Trinidad Carnival experience, especially when you either have no connection to Trinidad, you don't have a friend who is going to Trinidad with you, or someone who is from Trinidad who can help you navigate the whole process. Well, luckily for you, you have me, Kanika Face Candy Studio, and I am here to hold your hand as you get through this process. One of the things that I know can be very stressful is actually navigating the online registration process. So in today's video, I am going to take you along onto Yuma's registration website to help you get through the process so you know how to register for your costume for your Trinidad Carnival experience. But before we do that, make sure you click the like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so that you do not miss a Trinidad Carnival planning video. I share all the insider tips so you can feel confident and comfortable going into Trinidad, having all of the information to have a seamless experience. And since you will be going to Trinidad Carnival, make sure you book your Carnival Monday and Tuesday makeup experience with the Face Candy Studio team. My team understands Trinidad Carnival, they understand the road experience, and they provide a flawless airbrush carnival makeup look to last all day and all night. Sweat proof, heat proof, and absolutely gorgeous. The link is below. Spots run out quickly, so do not wait to book your experience today. Now, without further ado, let's head over to my laptop so we can get this registration going. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to go to their website. As I mentioned, we are going to use Yuma's website as a target for our video today. So you go to your website and you type in www.yumavibe.com. So it's yumavibe.com. If you were to type in Yuma, then you will get a completely different website. So first things first, when you are going to a carnival band's website, you're going to get a handful of similar information. You're going to see the name of the band, Yuma. You're going to have your about us, your costumes, your frequently asked questions, band launch information, and registration, as well as their social handles. In this case, Yuma has Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So I strongly suggest that you get very familiar with their website because all of the information that you are going to need will be right here on their website. So you can scroll down here. You have the name of the band again. And for this season, their theme is Lux, a lavish escape 2026. So yes, you have your view costumes, your registration, and the countdown to carnival. So here is the countdown. As of the date of this recording, there were 83 days remaining, 12 hours, 20 minutes, 1 second, 0 seconds. And it is keeping you up to date. I personally like to see that because it keeps me on track on what I need to do in these last days before Trinidad Carnival. You scroll down a little bit more and they tell you who their sponsors are. Visa, Red Bull, Absolute, all of these are sponsors. So keep in mind that all of these separate bands have contributed in some way to make your carnival experience that much better. Whether they sponsor the drinks, whether they sponsor the chasers, whether they sponsor an item in your goodie bag. When I say your goodie bag, it's the bag that you get with your costume. So that is something that we could discuss in another video. But with every carnival costume, you will also get a bag that the band gives you. So that is also what you are paying for. So these are sponsors, whether they sponsor an aspect of your experience, sponsoring something prior to your experience, this is where you will find the sponsors. You go down a little bit further and you would have their information, where they are located, how to email them, how to call them. Here for Yuma, they are located at 76 Tragarete Road in Port of Spain. And their email, if you need to email them for any reason, it's info@yumavibe.com. If you need to call them while you're in Trinidad for an emergency or before you get to Trinidad, something comes up, you call them at 1-868-235-YUMA, Yuma. So let's scroll back up and let's go through the menu options that they have up here. Let's click on the About Us section. If you are registering for a band, you want to know what the band is about. Just like anything else that you will register for or anything else that you will want to be a part of or you are going to spend your money at, you want to know what they are about. You want to know if you are a good fit for this band based off of what they share about themselves on their About Us page. If you have been following us, you will know that I shared a video where I talk about the 4 most asked about bands in Trinidad, and Yuma was one of them. So if you haven't already, go back and check out that video so you get a general sense of what these 4 bands are about, and you can get a sense for if this band would be the right band for you. But for now, we are talking about Yuma. So let's scroll down and read about Yuma. So you can read along with me. I'm going to go through it really quickly. And it says about us. If you didn't know, now you will. For the last decade, Yuma has been the voice of the young, upwardly mobile adult masquerader. Known for its consistently phenomenal, fresh, barrier-breaking designs, the entity has grown from just a Trinidad and Tobago brand to a TNT brand with a global reach. Our love of Carnival has evolved from providing a full-scale, all-inclusive road show to multi-band production, Carnival logistic consultation, and full-scale raw material procurement, bringing the greatest street party to all humans globally. You can go on and read more about it. I'll leave that to you to do that. But you expresses what they are about, who they are for, and what they have been doing over these past 10 years. So they tell you what Yuma is about. Yuma stands for Young Upwardly Mobile Adult Masquerader. They're barrier breaking and they have a global reach. So if that is something that means something to you, it resonates with you, then you may want to consider registering with Yuma. They go on to say that their band offers, but is not limited to, Carnival Monday and Tuesday lunch option of chicken, fish, pork, shrimp, vegetarian, and vegan, breakfast on Carnival Tuesday, a premium bar, snack truck, a Yuma cup, a Yuma goodie bag, sponsored products, lunch and rest stop, washroom facilities, ambulance and emergency services, and security. And this is not all that Yuma provides for their masqueraders. Scroll back up, and before we get into the costumes, I suggest you go into the frequently asked questions. Let's click that there, and you would see some of the most common questions that are asked. It is very important, I cannot stress it enough, that you get yourself familiar with the frequently asked questions, because there may be something that you have in your mind that maybe I didn't answer, maybe your friend who's been to Trinidad and played mass with Yuma hasn't answered, and you need to know this information. They give you general information that would help you to register for their band, register for the costume, and be prepared for the road. So go through these frequently asked questions, and if you have anything else that comes up that has not been answered here, then you can scroll all the way down and you would find their email address, info@yuma.com, so you can send an email. I have played mass with Yuma in the past, and their responsiveness is top notch. So if you are seriously in need of an answer, just send them a question via their email and they will get back to you. Now let's get to the fun part. Let's look at their costumes. Let's look at their costumes, because this is what all of us ladies have been waiting for. So here you have a sneak peek as to their costumes. So first here we have Champagne. Now keep in mind, all of these costumes that you are seeing displayed on the website are their hardline, frontline costumes. And also remember, with that in mind, you do not necessarily have to get a frontline costume. You can get a backline costume if that fits your budget, if that fits your temperament, your style, much more better, and you will feel more comfortable. They have various options. So let's just go through what they have for their lineup for this season. So here we have Champagne. I'm about to mutilate it, so don't come for me. Fabergé, that's this one. Juliet Rose, Legacy, Luxara, Merlot, Monaco, Nirvana, Noir, Pink Diamond, Panther, Rain, Redung, Savage, Tiffany, and then we're back at Champagne. So right there off the bat, you can see they have many options that you can choose from. So I'm going to randomly just pick Juliet Rose. We're going to click onto Juliet Rose and you're going to see the options. So we click on it, and right here you see it has hardline, midline 1, midline 2, Redung, and male. So let's start off with hardline. This is your hardline costume. They will show you an image on the left so you have an idea of what you are going to get if you were to purchase the hardline costume. So here it tells you the name of the section, how much it will cost in TT dollars, and its equivalent in US dollars. If you are watching from Canada or the UK, you would just go, you take this amount, put it in a currency converter, and you will get its equivalent in your currency. But they include the US dollars, as that is where most of their masqueraders are coming from. They give you who it's designed by, and then they give you a brief description. The Juliet Rose is soft power perfected, inspired by the world's most coveted bloom. She is delicate but dangerous, romantic with an edge. With layered textures and petal-like embellishments, she evokes beauty by design. The hard line includes a wire or midline bra, bikini or thong bottom, hardline headpiece, neck/shoulder, wrist pair, thigh pair, lower leg pair. Your add-ons can include a hardline plus a backpack. It include what it costs, hardline backpack, what that will cost, midline backpack, and a small backpack. So now let's look at midline. The description is the same: bikini or thong midline, midline headpiece, neck, shoulder, wrist, and lower leg pair. So here you would see it's scrolling across. This is the hardline backpack. This is a midline backpack. So you see the backpack is a little smaller as compared to the hardline backpack. This presentation has no backpack. It has the neck piece, the headpiece, the bra, and the thigh piece and the lower leg piece and the wrist piece right here. And then it scrolls back to the hardline backpack. This is what you would get if you were to get the hardline. So let's scroll back up and see if they show you midline 2. The midline 2, you see the body wear is completely different. It does not have the string bikini as did the hardline or the midline 1. So the midline 2 offers a more covered up bodysuit, and that would be for anyone who is more comfortable having more coverage with her costume. So this, you have a midline 2 with a midline backpack. You will see that the backpack is not as long and as big as was the hardline backpack. And here you have the midline 2 body wear, no backpack, but it has the shoulder piece, the neck and shoulder piece, the wrist piece, the upper thigh piece, and the lower leg piece. And then here you have the midline bodysuit with the hardline backpack. Okay, so you have the option to choose a body wear that is more covered up or has more skin showing, and you can choose the type of backpack that you want, whether you want a backpack or you don't want a backpack, or if you want a medium-sized backpack or a hardline backpack. The option is yours. But keep in mind that what you add to your costume will drive up the cost of your overall costume for that year. And here again, oops, it went faster, but so this is the hardline backpack, the midline backpack, no backpack. Okay. So for those of you who will be traveling with a significant other and you want to participate in the band together, these are your options for your meal. So the men, straightforward, it tells you how much it costs in TT dollars as well as US dollars. Again, if you are coming from anywhere else aside from the US or Trinidad, you will put the cost of the TT dollars into a currency converter to get the equivalent in your currency. So for the male, it has a headpiece, a neck piece, a chest/body piece, upper arm piece, wrist piece, waist, and lower leg piece, and a shorts. So if you are traveling with your husband, a fiance, a boyfriend, or you're just traveling with men in your group and you want all of you to be in the same section, you have options for the men. If the men do not want to participate in the costume, you have the option of getting just the shirt and the shorts. So let's go back to the redung. The redung is another option for the ladies, and it's a full body piece, one piece. And you see here, she has a small backpack. And again, if you don't want a backpack, you don't have to get a backpack. But the difference between the hardline, the midline, midline 2, and the redung is the type of body wear that you are getting. Okay, so let's look at that again one more time. Hardline, it has the wire bra, it has a full body suit, which is more wiring and provides more skin to be shown in your costume. Also, the leg pieces are more extravagant. They have more pieces to it, and it is covering up the legs a little bit more. Midline 1, it has a bra option. It could be a wire or a full bra. In this one, this is a full bra option with a wired, more string body suit. As you can see, compared to the hardline, the leg pieces are not as extravagant, but you do have an upper thigh and a lower thigh piece. Midline 2, the body suit is a full coverage bra and a full coverage body suit. It is showing less skin as compared to the bodysuit of the midline 1 and the hardline. And then the redung is a one-piece bodysuit as compared to the other 3 options. So now we're going to move on to registering for this costume. So you will scroll down. Once you have an idea of what you want, you see the different options, the different combinations, you see what it's costing, you are going to register. So let's click the register button down below. It tells you the date of Carnival Monday and Tuesday, and it tells you to register now. You will click register now. Now you are in their showroom, the backstage of their showroom. So because we were looking at Juliet Rose, they have all of the options that are available here. If you do not see the costume that you are interested in, you will click on all sections, and the drop down menu will show you everything that is here below. Okay, for the purposes of this video, we're doing Juliet Rose, so we will click on Juliet Rose and you will see it up here. Now, because of the time of this recording, you already see that costumes are sold out, but let's just imagine that the costume was not sold out, and you will click the section that you are interested in, whether it's hardline, midline 1, midline 2, redung, or the male. We're not going to get into the male because they only have one option. So let's click on midline 1, and here it has the cost for it. It immediately takes you to your sign-in page. If you do not have an account, you're going to click sign up. You're going to enter your first name, last name, email, your phone number, password, and a password here. Okay, and then you will click sign up. So once you are in and you put in all your information, you will scroll and you will get to the costume that you are interested in. Currently, because Juliet Rose is already sold out, I cannot walk you through the process of registering for that costume. So while I have you here, let me see if there are any costumes that are still available. Let's go through Legacy, Nirvana. Okay, let's do Nirvana. It seems like Nirvana has an option that came out and it says it's new. So let's click on Nirvana hardline, and here again it tells you what the costume is about. So package personalization, you would click, is this package for you or is this for maybe a member of your group? Let's say you have a sister traveling with you or a cousin or a best friend. You would click, if it's for you, you would click this package is for me, and you would start to put in the options for you. Now, if the option is not for you, you will put in the name of the individual who the costume is for. So if it's for Susie Q, you're going to put in Susie Q at gmail.com. And now you're going to choose the size for her. This is very important because if you are wanting to wear a costume that is more covered up, you have to choose a size that is going to fit you properly. In a previous video, I shared that I always suggest to get a size bigger because sometimes these costumes are not made for women with a lot of curves and a lot of body yaddy, and you don't want to run the risk of buying a costume that makes you feel uncomfortable because it's not fitting you properly. So let's say for the sake of this video, Susie Q is a 32-34A, or you are somewhere between a 32 and a 34A. I would suggest you get a 32-34B. It will give you a little bit more coverage and ensure that you are a little more covered if that is what you want. So then you scroll down. So you chose the wires, you chose your bra size, you choose your underwear style. Do you want a bikini or a thong? You choose the one you want. Thong size, medium, large, extra large, you choose your size. So you see, as you click on your options, the next menu pops up. So add-on options. These are optional, okay? Your add-ons. You can get a midline backpack. This is already grayed out. So you choose what is available. So you would choose your backline backpack. If you don't want a backpack, you will choose none. So you click on midline. In this example, we will choose midline. And then you have your Carnival Monday menu selection. This is the meal that you will get on Carnival Monday when you get to your rest stop for lunch. So Carnival Monday menu selection, you would choose what they have available. For in this example, they have the veggie palau. Now keep in mind, a lot of this is grayed out because we are late in the carnival planning season. We are in the thick of the holidays. So everything may have been booked out. And keep in mind, they want to make sure that they have enough food for all of the masqueraders who will be participating. So they want to ensure that the restaurants that are providing the food can actually handle the quantity of food that is being registered for. So if you see that something is blacked out, that just means that that particular restaurant has met its quota for how much they can comfortably prepare for the masqueraders who have already registered. So that is why it is actually very important for you to do this ahead of time so that you get what you want. In this case, we only get in what is left over, so that's veggie palau. Now on Carnival Tuesday, again, you click the menu and you see what options you have available. You have the Panyard garlic roasted potatoes, the Avenue sesame noodles jasmine pilaf, D-Look rice and peas, mac salad. So I would choose mac salad, and then you could choose your protein. You could choose jerk chicken, jerk pork, rice and peas. Let's do the jerk chicken. And then you can choose whether you've been referred by anybody, whether it was an affiliate, an ambassador, committee member. If you haven't been referred to any of them, you click none. So here, terms and conditions, all sales are final, no refunds. I acknowledge I have read and understand and agree to these terms. So you read these terms and understand this is a custom order that you are registering for. It is not mass produced for every single person that you may imagine. It is specifically designed for you with your size, with the general aesthetics of the design as intended by the designer. So you want to make sure that you order the size that you want, you order all of the accessories that you want, and that you choose the food selection that you want. Because once you click add to cart and you make your payment, it is a custom order and there are no refunds. You click I acknowledge and then you click add to cart. Now here you would see everything that you put in. You will see the name of the section, who the masquerader is, the name of the masquerader, if it's you or if it's someone else, your bra size, the underwear style, the thong size, your underwear size, any add-on options, your Monday selection, the restaurant name, your Carnival Tuesday selection, the restaurant name, if you've been referred, and your acknowledgement of their terms and conditions. Everything is right there for you to see. If there is an error or something and you're not feeling sure of anything, you will click these 3 buttons and you will click edit. You go back, you click edit, and it will take you back so you can edit what part you want to fix. If you don't want this costume anymore, you click remove, and that's perfectly fine. You scroll down and you will see what your deposit is. Your deposit is $505 US, or you could pay the full amount of $1,280. If you have the full amount, go ahead and pay the full amount. If you don't, because it's the holiday seasons, you have birthdays coming up, you have trips going on, whatever you may have, you could do the deposit. But keep it payment will be due before you get to Trinidad. You would have to stay close to your email address and they will send you notifications of when your final payment is due. So then you would click checkout. If you have a discount code, you would click that here and you would add it. If not, you would click checkout. You would enter your card number, expiration, and then you would pay. So there you have it. Navigating the Carnival Band's website does not have to feel as overwhelming and complicated as you may originally thought. I hope this video was helpful in allowing you to see the different parts of the website and be able to navigate it and register for your costume with confidence. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. I get to every single question, every single comment, because I want you to feel confident and sure of your decision as you navigate the Carnival planning experience. And if you will be in Trinidad this year, book your Carnival makeup experience with the Face Candy Studio team. We are professional makeup artists who are familiar with the Trinidad Carnival Road experience, who specialize in flawless airbrush makeup that is sweat-proof and lasts all day on the road. The spots sell out quickly, so book right now. The link will be below. That's it for me today. As always, stay beautiful, and I'll see you in the next video.